So now that we have the new Galaxy Tab S6 Lite 2022 edition, there's a lot of similarities to the Galaxy Tab S7 FE. So which one is better? Today we're going to compare as many categories as possible to find out. The Galaxy Tab S7 FE starts at $529, but now that it's been out a while, you'll see prices closer to $400 as of this video, while the new Tab S6 Lite starts at $350, but it's already been on sale under $300. So pretty good prices for what you're getting, in my opinion. And if you follow Samsung products, it's nice to see they're always going on sale, so you rarely have to pay full price. Well, unless you're a YouTuber who needs to do a product review right at launch, unfortunately. You get 3 storage options with the FE, 64 gigabytes with 4 gigabytes of RAM, 128 with 6 gigabytes of RAM, and then when you get the version with 256 gigabytes, it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. Where on the Tab S6 Lite 2022 edition, you get 4 gigabytes of RAM with 64 or 128 gigabytes of storage. So as you can see, a little bit better options on the Tab S7 FE. You can also expand the storage up to 1 terabyte on both tablets with a micro SD card. Now when it comes to the screens, the S6 Lite comes with a 10.4-inch LCD display, 2000 by 1200 resolution. The S7 FE has a 12.4-inch LCD display with 2560 by 1600 resolution. Both tablets aren't bad when you just look at them by themselves, but when putting them right next to each other, it's pretty obvious the S7 FE display definitely looks better than the S6 Lite. But of course, that's going to be personal preference. Could be the fact that my S6 Lite has a light bleed issue there on the edge, but overall both look pretty good for watching movies, playing games, browsing online, and most people are going to be happy with either. It may just depend on how big do you want your screen to be, or if you need it to be more portable, you may want to go with the S6 Lite. Good thing is you can watch YouTube videos at upscaled 4K resolution on both of these, full HD playback resolution on apps like Netflix as well. When it comes to the batteries, you've got a bigger 10,090 milliamp hour battery in the Tab S7 FE, 7,040 milliamp hour in the Tab S6 Lite. But surprisingly, the S6 Lite lasted longer in my battery drain test at 7.5 hours versus only 6 hours on the S7 FE. Maybe it's because the screen's smaller, not quite as many pixels to have to keep going. Not really sure, but both have plenty of juice to get you through a normal workday, even longer if you turn the screen brightness down, since my testing is at 100% screen brightness. And then you only get up to 45 watt fast charging with the S7 FE, 15 watts with the S6 Lite. So if you want the tablet with better battery life, you'll probably want to go with the S6 Lite. Now, software-wise, these two are going to be pretty much identical, considering both are on Android 12, One UI 4.1, but you can also hook up a keyboard and mouse to be a little more productive on both tablets. And you can also use Samsung DeX on both, although you can only connect an external monitor or hook up to a TV using an HDMI cable with the S7 FE. The S6 Lite doesn't support that for some reason. There might just be a few slight differences between the two. Since the S7 FE is 1 year older, I would assume you're going to get 1 year longer on software updates for the S6 Lite, but both should last years before running out of security updates. So in my opinion, you can't really go wrong with either one as far as software support goes. You'll also get the same S Pen on both tablets, which is really nice for drawing, taking notes. You can also do air actions, and it's really nice just to move around the software using the S Pen. And the nice thing is it's included on both tablets, so it's not something extra you have to buy like you would with an iPad. It is a little bit nicer on the S7 FE how you can snap the S Pen right onto the back or the side. On the S6 Lite, you can only snap it right onto the side. Now, performance-wise, you get a Snapdragon 750G for the 5G version of the S7 FE, Snapdragon 778G on the Wi-Fi version, Then you get a Snapdragon 720G for the Tab S6 Lite. Regardless of which one you go with, you're going to get a Snapdragon processor in the 700s, which means they're all going to be pretty similar as far as performance goes. As you can see in the Geekbench testing, scores are going to be fairly close, just a tad bit more powerful on the S7 FE, at least the versions I have here. This is the 5G version of the S7 FE versus the Wi-Fi version of the Tab S6 Lite. But overall, they feel very similar moving around the software, how fast games are loading, doing multitasking. Most things you would do on these two tablets are going to be somewhat similar, which is pretty good for more affordable tablets. And then when it comes to gaming, both tablets handle games like PUBG Mobile, Asphalt 9 without too much trouble. Neither started overheating or had major drops in frame rates that would make the games not playable. And just keep in mind that if you're playing games just using the touchscreen, it's a little bit of a stretch to reach certain areas on the S7 FE compared to the S6 Lite. But once you connect a controller to either one, they're actually a lot of fun to play games on. As far as speakers go, you have one on each side with Dolby Atmos. Not quite as nice as the Tab S8 version. Let me give you a quick sample of each just to give you an idea of what to expect. Cameras are going to be pretty similar on these two tablets. You get an 8 megapixel rear facing, 5 megapixel front facing on both. You can also shoot up to 1080p, 30 frames per second for video recording on both tablets as well. And you'll probably be able to use either one if you need to use it for a Zoom meeting or other video conference call. I feel like the video quality is actually a little bit better on the new Tab S6 Lite. Even though the front-facing camera is on the short end versus the long end, it just feels like the lighting looks a little bit better on the S6 Lite. Let me give you a quick sample of each just to see which one you think is better. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at the new Tab S6 Lite 2022 edition versus the Galaxy Tab S7 FE. I feel like both are pretty good options. There's probably a couple things that might make you lean towards one or the other, and hopefully I can get to a couple more comparisons on the new Tab S6 Lite later this week, maybe next. So you'll definitely want to look out for those. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.